Glorious day to you, my friends. Kiyokotor hanatakatiera hatakai heyata. Welcome to day number 52 of Shine, Stargate Heart, Illuminate Your Natural Essence, Neokotokoria Chukuru, where we are exploring our heart centers, Neokochariata Atareata, being with it, using the magical chant Om Mani Padme Hum. Also using the Mala of Joy, Nyoryochoko Uturu Hukutugu. We're chanting Om Mani Padme Hum 108 times for 108 days. And we are on day number 52, Nyoryoko Uturyatata. We are subtly working with Anahata, our heart center. And we are on day number 4 of Anahata. We are starting the Mala of Joy is based on, it's modeled after Samavriti Pranayama, also the cycles of the moon, the 4 seasons of the year, Nyoryoka Ochayatata. Samavriti Pranayama, where we breathe in for a count of 4, we hold our breath with a full set of lungs for a count of 4, we breathe out for a count of 4, and we hold our breath for a count of 4. So we're on day 4, which is we're holding the breath. We're exciting the energy. We are baking it in our oven, Nyoryokocho, the oven of the chakra. We are exploring the energy. We are exciting the energy. We are seeing what we can do with it subtly, Nyoryochoko. We're listening to our inner being and how we can play with this love energy, with this mind energy, with this air energy, Nyoroko Ochoko Tahati Ariata. The mind, Nyaryachaka, and air, Nyaryocho Otoryoto. As we move up through the chakras, each of the ideas represented by the chakras is less dense, Nyarokotogo, and can be arranged. There's more entropy, Nyaryokoto. Each of the molecules can be arranged in more ways, Nyokoturya, Chukuurta, Ayata, Haryata. Once we get, so the 108 seeds are broken up into the Mala of Joy, Nyorechakayata. The 108 seeds are broken into 9 groups of 12, where each of the 9 groups represents one of our chakras, Nyakuturyata. And starting at the bottom of our chakra, the most dense chakra, which is outside of our physical bodies, Nyakutur Hashkayatehata. Vasundhara, the Earth Star chakra, Noturya Chakuryato. And then Muladhara, our root chakra, inside our physicality. Kutura Akayakanana Tukurasha, then moving up to Svadhisthana, where the self is established, the sacral chakra, the water chakra. Manipura, the fire chakra, the solar plexus chakra. Anahata, our heart center. Vishuddha, the sound chakra, the truth chakra, Ukuturya chakra, the throat. Anya or Agnya, the light chakra, or Nitukurishikoto, intuition, Nyoratakayatata. Sahasrara, the crown chakra, the thought chakra. And at the top of our Merkaba, Nyoryoka Otarihaka. Outside of our physical bodies, inside of our energetic field, is Vyapini, the soul star chakra, Neokoturyotoko, the goddess who is everywhere. It is our connection to all of that out there, all of the non-physical. It's how we access it. But we're talking about Anahata, the unstruck, no urhukata arihatana nahatari hacharaha. Our heart centers is the home of our consciousness, our consciousness, or all of consciousness. But somehow we think that our heart center is us. It's tied with our ego. The ego is a part of the mind. And Antakarana is it's a Reiki symbol, sort of, It has been at the base of every one of my Reiki grids, my main Reiki grid on my altar for years and years and years. And in Sanskrit, in the yogic philosophy, it represents the four aspects of our mind: the ego, the intellect, the manas, or the conscious thought over the lower chakras, and then the memory, the chitta, niyariakachira hukoto urahataya achirata. All four of those terms represent our mind. Now, katiriata, askatatiriyata. But we can think with our heart mind, which is connected to all that is, which is connected to pure consciousness, nira purusha, niyata atura hayakata. Or we can think of it egoically as me. I did it. This lifetime of our soul, our ba, or we can think of it as everything that I have done ever in any lifetime, part all of our atma, our soul, our ka, or we can tap into the collective consciousness, that purusha, that consciousness that is out there. We're also, when we're in the heart center, we're dealing with the mano maya kosha, niryoko choko. Because mind, mano, niyarata kashketa, manas, niyatakashyayatur hakatatiryatata. That's what mantra comes from. Mantra is from manas, the mind, and tra, tool, niyaryachukoto. We are using a tool of our mind to cause focus in our heart center and to let go. This tool allows our mind to stay focused on a task. It's a tool. That's all it is. But the chant itself, 6 sacred syllables, from the Buddhist perspective, they're all about dispelling aspects of our separation from all that is, dispelling our fear, our doubt, our anger, our worries. How? By revealing the truth of each of it, the truth of our inner being. The truth is the only thing that can actually dispel anything. It's getting warm here, so hang on. A little bit of light language from far away. Niroka Asia, Kashihikutara, Kanyahatari Hitura Hakaya, Askananira Hata, Katita Arihata. Okay, there we go. Uchahatara Akanahera. The coolest May and June on record for Rochester, Niroka Achira Hatara. And I had to come here for it. Nihukutara Hakaya Hata. It's getting to 88 in St. Pete today. Anyways, no hutur hakatatiria tata. In the idea of the antakarana, the manas is our focus and our ability to control the other three elements. This physicality, mind over matter. What it also means, is that while you were gestating in the womb, your mind, your consciousness, this greater manas, was creating your chakras. Was helping to form this physicality that you are, in utero, in your mother's womb. You are organizing the powers of your chakras, the strength of each and every one of them. You were creating your physicality with your mind. With that logic, you have control over your entire body. Some of the secrets. By focusing your mind, by using mantra or any other tool of the mind, by tapping into your inherent joy, you're more aligned with your inner being. You're more aligned with each of your chakras. You're more aligned with this physicality and the loose coupling that you actually have with this physicality. In the idea of the lotus blossoming, coming up through the muck and the mire, through the physicality, out of Muladhara, the root chakra, through the sacral chakra, reaching up to the light from the solar plexus chakra, through the heart center, up to the surface of the water, and blossoming in Sahasrara to the 1,000 petals to receive all of the information. If you continue to think that you are coming up from the physicality, you'll be forever locked in the idea of freedom from this physicality. But the truth is, you are spirit having a human experience. The true manas, this true consciousness that you are, both the purusha, this eternal consciousness that pervades all that is, and the consciousness of your ka, your soul, your atman, of all of your lifetimes. You are creating everything. The ego is merely just a thread in this web of all of the threads. This idea that you think you're separate from everyone else, or everything else. Your mind, while you are developing your chakras, your higher consciousness is deciding how it wants to filter, view this energy that you claim is physical. You are deciding that this dirt is physical, that this grass is physical. No one can prove it. You can have discussions with anybody else, but who knows really what they are experiencing when they're communicating things to you? You are creating the filter of your physicality that you're experiencing. You are creating the time that you are going to experience. You are creating this fastness and the slowness of how you process things. You are creating the upper chakras, the higher thought forms, your connection to them. You are the magician of your own physicality. This idea that this physicality is physical and dense is a part of the Maya, of the Manomaya. Niratika is part of this illusion, this idea that can be peeled back into the higher thought forms of what this energy really is, and then advancing up beyond the physical, into higher forms of truth, wisdom, the higher forms of compassion, and the higher forms of pure creativity. Anything else y'all want to say? And when I say y'all, it's really me, which is really you. You are Brahma, the creator. You are Shiva, the destroyer, the pervader, because you pervade everything. You are creating everything. You are thinking of everything. Therefore, you are creating everything. You are the consciousness that all that is, because the one is the all. And the all is the one. Hurata atahar shekirto. Now let us roll back a little bit. Kichiara atura akeatoraha. With the idea that we are spirit having this human experience, we devolved niroto urshoko from consciousness. We created this physicality, and all the ideas behind this physicality. And we conspired with our co-conspirators of everyone else, this collective consciousness, this in Lakash, because I am another you, and Om Soham, I am that. We conspired as to what this physicality was going to bring about. We conspired as to how we're developing these chakras and how we're going more dense and more dense and more dense, and inviting in more contrast and more contrast to learn more, to learn who we truly are. Because when consciousness first became self-aware, it goes just like you would in a dark room. Where am I? And maybe if you can't remember who you are, who am I? And all this experiment is just an exploration of who we are. So as we go down, we're thinking, how can we use our mind? How can we use this truth? Then that we're using our consciousness from this truth. We've created the idea of truth and lies. We created the idea of intuition from this idea of thought. And we thought that we could expand by attaching meaning to things that aren't there. The idea of grass. You may like its color, you may not like its color, you may like walking on it, you may not like walking on it. And if you think that it's soft, is it really soft? Is it soft to you? Or do you hate grass? Are you attaching different meaning to grass than it is what it is? And then we created the idea of I can create illusion. I can make other things in the grass like these weeds. And I can believe that I am separate from the pure consciousness. And then we devolve. Somebody came up with the idea, or consciousness came up with the idea, and I want to say somebody because we already created the idea of separation. And when we devolved into, oh, I got an idea. I can lie to everybody. If I'm going to get illusion and I'm going to create attachment, why not lie? I can say that this is a car. Or I can tell you, I love you. No in the human form. Or I can say, hey, yeah, let's go to dinner and then back out. Or anything else that has to do with relationships or how we see the world. And we justify certain lies by saying that they're white lies. I don't want to hurt your feelings. But in the consciousness, we haven't decided what feelings were yet, because that's down there. And then when we get into our heart center, we go, okay, let us create all these ideas of what consciousness is. We've created the idea of separation, and we know how to lie, or we know how to tell a different story than that of consciousness. Because we don't have to really call it a lie. It's a different viewpoint. And we broke up our mind into 4 categories. And somehow somebody said, I can discern between truth and lies. Yeah, by connecting with your inner being. And then this idea of ego continues the idea of separation and the lies, or an alternative viewpoint. And then I can create, I can create. The ego can create its own reality. Nihurota ashkatata. Now down into lower chakras. Now I want. Iskotukurishikatata. I am inspired to create this idea of my willpower. Utur hashikatira hakatar sana. Ishkoturuhutu. And then, let's expand even further. Let's explore. Let's introduce this idea of feeling and emotion. Niyoroko ushikotoru. And let's, add in the overwhelmingness of these emotions. So consciousness conspired to create these emotions. So now we can lie to ourselves with our emotions too. We can anger, fear, what a great exploration tool. Worry, guilt, and shame. We don't have fear yet because we didn't create muladhara. But then somebody said, we can go even further. With this whole expansion, we can create this idea of fear and this physicality, and we can overcome it because we decided to do this so that we can experience this contrast and return to our inner being, our true divine light, back to the oneness. And because we wanted to continue this idea of separation through the soul, through multiple lifetimes, we experienced the Ba, which the ego is firmly attached to. We've had multiple lifetimes on Mother Earth through Vasundhara, or other planets through whatever those chakras and those energetic fields are. In other realms, in other dimensions. But when we incarnate on that planet, we are experiencing that physicality, that Anamaya Kosha. The Anandamaya Kosha is that realm of bliss that we experienced in the higher realms, which is really in our heart center. But because we created this idea of separation, through our thought, we then became separate from this bliss. And we created this idea of the thought realm. Maybe it's called Vijnanamaya Kosha, because there's a vowel before that Devanagari letter, symbol, and then through this higher thought, this Vijnanamaya Kosha, we decided to create this realm of the mind, this realm of the ego, where we can then create other things. That I created this, I created that, and then I created the lower chakras, this pranamaya kosha, where our breath, we created the idea of the breath, and we created the idea of the lower chakras, and then developed them further into 3. And then we decided we needed this nourishment on whatever planet. There we have a synopsis of reality. Through the idea of the mind, of the heart center. And whether you see these koshas as a part of the verticality or you see them as going inward, you are who you are. We're chanting Om Mani Padme Hum, the mantra, the tool of the mind, using the magical chant. I am the jewel of my lotus, and we just so happen to be on the holding the breath, the baking of growing the excitement of Anahata, our heart center. It's unstruck. And they call it unstruck because our inner being does not need a drum to beat. We are the vibration of the universe. We are the Om. Huturha Ashyartaha. We self-vibrate. Nirohoshaya Akaturya Tata. Our drum beats all on its own. Niorota Atara Ashkahea Swa Uturu Hukatayata. And we are the divine masculine and the divine feminine. We are our intention, our sankalpa, and we are the Shiva and the Shakti. We are the whole universe. We are the one is the all and the all is the one. Yokota arahasa atakartiri yartahaya. Okay. I think they're done. Hutara ashkanani yarata. I'm going to move over a couple more feet into the sun. So I invite you no urahata katiyaratata to close your eyes. Niyarahatakuta atara hatatara hanata. And let us focus our awareness on our breath. Nihakatara atata arashihiko. Konoto urahatara arshanari hasa akahuto urahanata atitaha. As we slowly deepen our breath, Nihakoto urahakaya achata arahasi. Where we feel how it feels to breathe in. And we feel how it feels to breathe out. So huku turahanati ariatatata. Where we feel how it feels to expand our lungs. So huturahanata ataharshiakata. And we feel how it feels to release the air from our lungs as our rib cage. Kunotur hakanati arahatatara hasakatai. Kusha asahakara etiri arahanatati. Katirana ashkunorohu isahata arahakaya atarato. Now let us focus our awareness on our heart centers. Nihokotoro hokotora shahaya saakadati. For in our heart centers is the home of our holy fire. Konoto urhakatayara. And our holy fire is the source of our bright light. Nihurata atahaniariatata. And I shall continue it. Niorota katiriata. And every breath that we take with intention, Nihurota urahokatariata, fans the flames of our holy fire and increases our bright light. Nihukatar hakanahatiariata. Because just like debris gathers in a creek, and life happens, and sometimes life is messy. Debris collects in our chakras. And this debris dims our bright light. But when we breathe and we focus on the breath, this is cleansing of the chakras, especially when we focus upon each of them, and especially when we use the holy fire to purify the chakras. It is merely a viewpoint or the debris in our chakras that seems that our light is dim. For the light in our inner being, the light of our holy fire, can never dim. It can just be obscured by ideas, debris, thought. Sohukaya akanahatiri hatanaha. As we invite and allow the holy fire to flow in, through, and around, in every way and everywhere and every when, Nihukotora atakaihea nata arahatati raha. Completely, effortlessly, naturally, Nioriocho kotoro hatatari hatata. And we ask the holy fire to only allow in that which is for our highest good. Nihukotoro hakanahatiri hakaya. Excuse me a moment. Kotoro unahatatarihi kotorahaya. And I invite you to start the divine flow if you have not done so already. Nihukotoro hakatai hataharehe. Let us purify the chakras by moving it up and down through the chakras. Nihukoto urhashaya tokoto. Let us take the combined energy from our heart center, Niariya chokohoto ryoto, moving it up through Vishuddha, Anya, Sahasrara, Vyapini, moving it up through the realms of consciousness, Nihikoto urhakatari arshakananiyaroto, into the highest source of consciousness, Nihikotor ukana atihiri arata kayarta, where there is no ego, Nirocha Atakariata, where it always respects free will, Neokotaharatitaha, and where the power is unlimited. Sohoko Charhasakaniyarata. And let us bring back more pure holy fire down through the realms, Nihakachiriata Hatariatata, through Vyapini, Sahasrara, Anya, Vishuddha, back into Anahata, our heart center. Thoroughly mixing this energy. Now let us ground this energy effectively. Neoryochokoto, purifying the lower chakras. Let us move this combined energy down through the chakras. Nihikoto uruhakanta, through Manipura, Svadhisthana, Muladhara, through Vasundhara, growing roots down, 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 deep into Mother Earth. Nihakachiara hatakaya toto, wrapping the roots around the heart of Gaia, giving her a great big hug, and bringing back her grounded love, up to the root system, through Vasundhara, Muladhara, Svadhisthana, Manipura, and back into Anahata, our heart center. Thoroughly mixing this energy. Nihorota atakahe tatara nahata. Let us turn over to our inner being, Niyakotura hashkatiyarata, to continue this divine flow, Niyorocha kotohuriata, purifying the chakras, Niyakotura shakata, without any conscious thought. Niyakotura hanata arasahaya, ashkanahatit aratahayako, hutur anahata. And on the breath out, with intention, let us push the energy out from our heart center, out from all of our chakras, out of the physicality, that we call this body, out of our energetic field, our aura, our light body, and into every aspect of our awareness, in every way, in everywhere, and everywhen. And let us create in our mind's eye a chest of our creation, Nikutur Ukunaniareta. And let us put in this chest Nikutur Shahayatokurasheta, all of our fears, all of our doubts, all of our anger, all of our worries, Nihikitur Shahnatikuriatata. Everything on our to-do list, in our shopping list, anything we might do the rest of the day, tomorrow, this week, and any time in the future, anything that has already happened today, yesterday, and any time in the past. Let us also put in all of our guilt, our shame, our grief. And also let our inner being put in anything that it believes no longer serves. And anything else that it feels may distract us from the chant, from our breath, from the meditation, in our time with our own energy. Let us close the lid on this chest, and let us set it aside. It shall be there for you at the end of meditation, if you so desire. We will start off with one Aum. We will chant Om Mani Padme Hum 108 times on the 8 count, using the Mala of Joy. I will keep count. The default track will keep count. Let us know when we move up through the chakras and when we're on the last one. Nirocha Okora Hanata Atita Atara Hakayata. And a breath in for Aum. Aum. Starting off with Vasundhara. And a breath in to chant. Koturu Hunata Ariatara Shayako Ono Padme Hum Kachana Harita Shaheo Ko Orohonaha Itoro
Om Mani Padme
Anahasiara Akayato Utura Haka Ashi Yayaka Hatita Anahasia
Om Mani Padme
Hurahatita Anaka Ashihitoroha Atihiri Nahata
Mani Padme Hum
Ataharihikaya Aturu Ushanahata Arhikaha
Om Mani Padme
Shoko
Hum
Urohotoraha Ituro Unahatikia
Om Mani Padme Hum
Koranaha Ashihi Koraya Asa Uturu Unata Atita
Om Mani Padme Hum
Hisaya No Tohora Atihirata Atira
Om Mani Padme
Arhushaya
Hum
Atuhurotoka Ichoro Okanahatiriara
Om Mani Padme
Atihira
Hum
Ashahakawahana Aturo Utananato Uro
Om Mani Padme Hum
Okoto Hurawaharahi Ishka Ta'a Tiarahanata
Om Mani Padme Hum
Atuaharihita Achoro Okanohorahata Iskanahasiya
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Moving up to Muladhara. Konoto Ruhusa
Om
Atihita Atara
Mani Padme Hum.
Itoro Otohora Achihirata Akana Aturo Uto Ora
Om
Hakayaha
Mani
Atoro
Padme
Hakanaha
Hum.
Atahaye Arotokoshoyo Huturo Unaha Itiareata
Om Mani
Atoro
Padme Hum.
Hashihata Arehe Kanahatikahaya
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Akachithi Atoro Hotoro Konoto Uro Hototarishia
Om Mani
Konoto
Padme
Atahati
Hum.
Arshaya Hotoro Onahaka Ersha Arwaka Etoro
Om
Urahaka
Mani
Ersha
Padme
Tur
Hum.
Anahaka Iria Arhaka Shia Achuhurota
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Atakashiata Atira Kashohonoro Okotora Haturo Nahatitaha
Mani Padme Hum.
Arhukutura Anahasira Haturo Okanaharwahasha
Om Mani Padme
Atuhudata Aka
Hum.
Itoro Okona Utahatitaha Haturo Ukonoro
Om
Hakai
Mani
Arwahashaya
Padme Hum.
Atuhuroto Otokono Haturo Unahatuta Aha Atawahashaya
Om Mani
Atukuhushaya
Padme Hum.
Kashuhutoro Unahatara Hakaiha Atawahatara
Om
Ashanatiriara
Mani
Anaha.
Padme Hum.
Moving up to Svadhisthana. Kuturu
Om
Ushanahatara
Mani
Atuhurahakaya
Padme Hum.
Ashanahatita Atuhuro Okanahatiraha Arawahashaya
Om Mani Padme
Aturo
Hum.
Utanahakayaha Arawahashaya Atuhurokaa
Om
Aturo
Mani Padme
Unahatarahashaya
Hum.
Arkiata Athur Shahekanahara Atuarahatitakaha
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Shayakanahatita Atuarahatitaha Haturo
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Arwahakaitira Hatutu Ushanata Arhitoro
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Anahakayacha Haturo Oknohotora
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Turuhana Ichukoto Rotana Yariaha Hatuarahakea
Om Mani Padme
Toro
Hum.
Oknahaturuha Shayakaana
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Aihikiata Arha Hotoro Onahakatitaha Atuhura
Om
Nata Ariska
Mani Padme
Turo
Hum.
Ushanahatakaheata Ataraha Kashohonotoraha Atuarahakia
Om Mani
Atuhurata Asha
Padme Hum.
Iskono Urahakata Harwa Ashihika Atanaha
Om
Syria
Mani
Aturo
Padme Hum.
Moving up to Manipura. Noto Uraha
Om
Atuhushaya
Mani
Kashahekana
Padme Hum.
Atura Ukohana Hera Hatutu Ushahanata A Harawahashaya
Om Mani
Haturo
Padme Hum.
O Tanati Arahakayata Hutura Hashana Hatita
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Arawahashika Haturo Uhusha Akanaha Sasi Hitoro
Om Mani Padme
Shahanata Arahi
Hum.
Hatuarata Arshaha Haturo Ukanahatida Hatura
Om
Anatsisa
Mani Padme
Arahake Asa
Hum.
Hatoro O Shanahakaya Harawa Asha Atukuno Rohokota
Om Mani
Aturo
Padme
Ukanahatita
Hum.
Harita Arshahe Arwaha Arakonohoto Urahashaya
Om Mani
Isoto
Padme
Urhanata
Hum.
Akai Katuwarahashaya Atuhurota Anahasi
Om
Itoro
Mani
Okanahatita
Padme
Arwa
Hum.
Ashaha Arokonorohoka Itoro O Hunata Aye
Om
Shoyoko
Mani
Orahana
Padme Hum.
Ashkanahatit Arha Hotoro O Kanahatiraha Atoro
Om
Utanataha
Mani Padme
Urahashaya
Hum.
Akasana Isozo Orohonata Arhita Otoroka
Om
Anahati
Mani Padme
Arwahashaya Ko
Hum.
Otoroha Hatura A Nahakayaha Orohoshaya
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Moving up to Anahata Hoturu
Om
Unahatitaha
Mani
Atuhurota
Padme
Ashaha
Hum.
Ikohonara Ata Arhiso Huturu Unahasaya Achihare Kaaya
Om
Huturu
Mani
Unahasa
Padme
Akahe
Hum.
Hutari Ichara Nahatuta Hatakayeta Arhoshoyo
Om
Huturu
Mani
Unahati
Padme
Araha
Hum.
Arawahashia Atokuhorahata Haturo Okana
Om
Iskohona Anata
Mani
Araha
Padme
Huturo
Hum.
Okana Ishkahe Kashahaka Nahaturaha
Om Mani
Anahatiti
Padme
Arha
Hum.
Asahaturo Unahatarahakira Anahasa Kahaya
Om Mani Padme
Kusha
Hum.
Ekanariataha Kashahanatira Arwahashiraha
Om
Hotoro
Mani
Okanahatitaha
Padme Hum.
Harikonohoroha Kashihekutarahana Ati Aturo
Om
Shanahatika
Mani
Karahakea
Padme Hum.
Arkohonara Aturo Okanahaturaha Achahareka
Om Mani
Karwanatar
Padme
Hasaya
Hum.
Aturo Onahatutaha Kahekutorohata
Om Mani Padme
Atonohorata
Hum.
Atitaha Hayoko Orahanasa Kaasa Taha
Om Mani
Ashahana
Padme
Atitaha
Hum.
Kushahawa Asa Akearoho Konoto Orahaka Asa
Om Mani
Itikiro Onaha.
Padme Hum.
Moving up to Vishuddha. Konoto Orohata
Om
Ishkana
Mani
Hatitaha
Padme
Arhokoto
Hum.
Orohata Haturo Utanati Araha Ashahayakaha
Om Mani Padme
Uturo
Hum.
Ushanahati Taha Orohati Akanaha
Om
Isohonoto
Mani
Orohokoto
Padme
Hata
Hum.
Hishanahatara Atakohorota Itoro Noro
Om
Shahea
Mani Padme
Atowarahatika
Hum.
Atohoshaya Isoto Otoro Okanaha
Om
Itiarahaka Aya
Mani
Atoharata
Padme
Atitaha
Hum.
Haturo Unoto Ushanahatitaha
Om Mani
Isahataraha
Padme
Ichukohora
Hum.
Itura Nitaka Ishkorohotoraha Inahatara
Om
Anahakaya
Mani
Arwahakashi
Padme
Sohoro
Hum.
Awahashaya Akatohorohata Hisoso Onoharahaka Eto
Om Mani
Arshanata
Padme
Arihikoto
Hum.
Ishahanariha Achihare Utoro Hukona
Om
Atiharahatu
Mani
Araheke
Padme
Chiaraha
Hum.
Koshahanate Isa Haturo Ukanahate Iraha
Om
Awahakati
Mani
Arahate
Padme Hum.
Kashahanato Urahoko Kashahonoto Urahaka Achuhoto
Om
Urahana
Mani
Ayaha
Padme
Achahanata
Hum.
Atea Iskonohorota Atiraha Arhuko Sha Iskonoro
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Moving up to Anya. Utur Ushana Hatitaka.
Mani Padme
Raja
Hum.
Arshaheko. Uturo Ushana Hatatakahe. Arawahake Isha.
Mani Padme Hum.
Ushana Hatika Haesha. Utura Hakani. Atuhurata
Mani Padme Hum.
Atakahe Kasa. Atuhuroto Urshana.
Mani Padme Hum.
Ishkanahadata Arhiso. Utura Anahakea. Echara Akarasana.
Mani Padme Hum.
Atuhuraya Ata. Atanahta Arhekurohra. Arwahashaya.
Mani Padme Hum.
Ishaheka Asa. Ishahayaka Asa. Aturo Shanahati
Mani Padme Hum.
Turaha Kayakinyata Atara Hoskono Arho Turaha
Mani
Nati
Padme
Hakaeto
Hum.
Utur Anasa Ay Kashihisota Harwa Achahe
Mani Padme Hum.
Kushohokurahana Itoro Okasa
Mani Padme
Ayakotora
Hum.
Anahata Iskatahara Heseya Atora Areka
Mani Padme Hum.
Konoto Uchahayata Atora Kashihika A
Mani Padme Hum.
Moving up to Sahasrara. Otur Anahe
Mani Padme Hum.
Ataharis Kotoro Hatarasha Tidiarata Anati Rehaka
Mani Padme Hum.
Rata Ashahe Koshoyo Orahanata Ataharika
Mani Padme Hum.
Hata Arhish Kotor Hokarna Wahero Korehagaya
Mani Padme Hum.
Haturo Urhanata Arshkehito Utaharhisa Hachihirota
Mani Padme Hum.
Nahatitaha Kaihikuaria Koshahanata Arhiko
Mani Padme Hum.
Koshahanatita Arhuaka Aishaya
Mani Padme Hum.
Korahashaya Koshahanati Tikira Kutur Anahati Tiraha
Mani Padme Hum.
Atuhoreata Arsana Utur O Kashaya Akasuto
Mani Padme
Arhaka
Hum.
Esohu Uturo O Nahasaya Akatitaha
Mani Padme Hum.
Kashaheko no Utahariato Oraha Kashaheko Tora
Mani Padme
Arahatadira
Hum.
Koshohuta Ati Arahakanahe Ichayakana
Mani Padme Hum.
Moving up to Vyapini. Konoto O Naya Rasa
Mani Padme Hum.
Kashihiaka Anaha Iskonoroto Orahatatu Ito O Shahayaka
Mani Padme Hum.
Kayakorahasa Itiroto Oho Huturo O Shanahati
Mani Padme Hum.
Rai Acha Akahana Ati Arahatuta Hachuarahatiga
Mani Padme Hum.
Huturo Utanahatitaha Kaihe Kotarahasha
Mani Padme Hum.
Atitaha Atuarahashi Kashihe Konoro Hokata
Mani Padme Hum.
Kashihe Kotoraha Ashahanaratikiaraha.
Om
Uturu
Mani
Okunahawa.
Padme Hum.
Atiariata. Ashihokoro Horka. Anahasiara. Akayero.
Om Mani Padme
Aturahatata.
Hum.
Arashihiwa. Utunata warhitariata. Arkanahasiara.
Om
Arwaka
Mani
Ashiro Kotora.
Padme Hum.
Achuhuro. Okanahasiara. Artuhuta Anahasaya. Arwahashikotoro.
Om
Makashihiko
Mani
Noro Hota.
Padme Hum.
Ahiaka A. Artukushkoto. Huturo. Shanahatitaha. Arwa
Om
Ashihya.
Mani Padme Hum.
Last one. Konodo Tohuraha.
Om
Ishkanahiata.
Mani
Anahata.
Padme Hum.
And a breath in for Aum. Aum. Stay here for as long as you like. Niorochokoryototo. And stay in your energy. Niorotaachiarahikotorahata. Maybe even pause the video. Nohukuturhashakatiyataha. When you are ready, slowly deepen your breath. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe even invite in some gentle movements. And when you are ready, slowly open your eyes and welcome in the new now. Utur akatati arahakete araha. Arawashanata. Achihiroto okotar. Usha atanati ariatokura atati ariatata. As I move my legs around, utar akashaniti ariata aturata. As this physicality, kanati arahatar arshana. Hatur akahanata arihitora arshana arihitokoro o tananani ariata. Yes, they were talking. It's probably going to be a different series. Other aliens from other planets, from other incarnation points, other intentional incarnation points, like Lyrans from the Golden Ray, where they don't experience this separation as we do. They came from the creative force, but then in their Manomaya Kosha created their own lower chakras as they wished to experience it. And on their planets, they created their own Vasundhara, whatever name it is for them, Niyariyachakoto, for their planet, Niyaryochakatiyariyata, and their Anamaya Kosha, Niyorota Atura Hashakatira, and their idea of the breath and whatever moves their prana around, Niyorocha Atura Hakatiyariyata, in their idea of individuality, Niyarahataraskanahayaroto. In all the other planets, and all the other incarnation points from the various rays of God or the flames of God, however you want to see it, They all stem from their own intention of how they wanted to explore this thing called consciousness and how they wanted to contribute to the expansion of it all. And these chakras are just energy fields that stem from ideas from the manamaya kosha from the magic of the manas when one explores and practices and activates and works on and masters Anahata all sorts of ideas of the mind and the limitations of this physicality, because down in the description from Satchat Nirupanam, there we go, and from the Sanskrit channel, Niryachacha, as he's translating from Anahata, the heart chakra, down in the description there's a link, Nihukutura Hasakati Arata. It reveals a lot about it. And mastering Anahata using the mind, we can go into anyone else's physicality, because we understand that we created this physicality, and we understand we created the filter of that other physicality. When one first learns Reiki and one has their hands on them or any other energy modality, we begin feeling things, and we begin to trust in our intuition of what's not right, what needs more pure energy. And we're trusting our inner guidance system. And we're starting to see things and feel things that we did not believe before. And we can't make this stuff up, is one of our favorite sayings. And by being able to see and feel into someone else's body is interesting. And by creating the tools, the mantras, by extending Reiki fingers, or by creating other things in the mind to go in someone else's body, to help in their healing, to help in their alignment with their true authentic self. Those are all different ideas and tools of our mind that allows us to help others in energy work. So congratulations, my friends. We have completed day number 52. Utura haka ashia, kanahasiria ta'atananira, where we're baking these ideas inside our heart center. Niariachiko uro tokuriata. We're exciting the energies of Anahata, of our mind, of who we think we are, and who our inner being patiently is revealing itself to us. Thank you. I was going to say it in a much more harsh term. So I thank you, my friends, for sharing in my highest bliss. Shine on, shine on. Can we get some light codes in here? I don't know. Can I? Iskata arhata, iskonoro. I'm guessing yes. Kikusho oto urhatahar iskonoto urhatara arskanahisa atir hukora. Iriarata arskanata utor ushaya akihita haku usha uya ko uranahatariarata. Shine on and make it a great day, because why would you leave it up to anyone else? Niyata hariyatakaha.